Can we give them a round of applause? Roleboa, Masha. I'm going to take this opportunity to invite on the stage the vendor boy who is also going to render the item before I invite everybody for the singing of the national anthem. The vendor boy, are you ready?
I can show you the picture.
And you stay away there.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Akana luko chana lichina naira, kana luko chana lichina ngabera. Ochana mtanga wachia teta, mtanga sasito mbaya. Lo! ponda na notamera na babulai mu presidente washu baita odibaso kale na musirpure na tabone rikaba isepanda balifara Afrika chipembe baita shibuya rashibona na musirko pembe la duwanu urane na uribe chichiti ribenga nanti rifuna megachashu mu presidente bafuna chaka zote barifuna na rine bafuna ziwa chaka zote kariba tikeze risepanda bafuna panda na mu presidente washu wakule na kale Santa Pasirchibona Mungameri Muala Tato Tamarko Sabando Mutur Sabaimai Atura Pasirenya Tawananga Nandiri Allah Labu President Barama Pasala Allah Allah Labu Siral Matamarama Pasala Allah Nandiri
Masha Roleboa. Let me take this opportunity to greet the President of the country, President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, also to acknowledge on our meet today in this beautiful showering. I'm going to also acknowledge the Minister in the Office of the Presidency, Minister Kumbuzo Nsaveni Bomakazi, in our midst, we are also having the minister, the most vibrant minister for sport, arts and culture, Minister Zizi Godwa. Can I also take this opportunity to acknowledge the host district for Vembe District Councillor Nkondo, her worship, the host mayor for Thulamela local municipality, Councillor Rambuda, all the executive mayors present here, all the mayors, the local mayors present here, our MECs, our MPLs, and together with all the MPs who converged here today, not forgetting all our traditional leaders, including all members of the sectoral organizations present here, our media fraternity, our business fraternity, the distinguished guests, and also the acting premier, Honorable Sukwati, responsible for Treasury, who is here also to represent the Premier. Also in our midst, I want to finalize with all of us converged here today. Reale Rata, Tobela, Abusheni, Dimasiare. Good morning. More. Moloeni. And Dimasiare, because in terms of the statistics, South Africa, we are also having the Shona people, the Shona speaking people here amongst us. Dimasiare. The sign language, are you here? Let me take this opportunity also to indicate that we must first start with the singing of the national anthem, which will then be followed by the singing of the AU anthem. Can I request all of us to rise in our feet as we will be singing the national anthem? And I'm going to request all men to keep off their heads as we are honoring this important singing of the national anthem. I'm going to invite the choir to lead us with the singing of the national anthem. Masha, the AU anthem, the choir, can you also lead us with same? Can we please respect the protocol of the singing of the national anthem followed by the AU anthem? so much. You can be seated. Thank you so much. My name is Nakedi Kekana, the MEC for Sport, Arts and Culture. I'm here with me, the Minister for Sport, Arts and Culture, who is also going to co-direct the program. And as we are moving to the next item, I'm going to invite on the item the people who will be rendering the Constitution's preamble. And I'm going to invite the following people to ascend the stage. Tilinzini Special School, are you ready? Toyando and Katisa High School.
Africa Chipembe, Rijeran Ushaya, Habura Mukani, Kashping Topelao, Ritoni Pahabo, Beba Tambrera Bura Mukani, Napaparoro, Chitera Shangolashu, Ritoni Pa, Shuma, Bachitera Upata, now Veretsa, Shangolashi. Now Tenda Uri, Africa Chipembe, Dilavote, Vaneva Zulakalo, Niwaho, Baba Uti. Now, Besafani. Carona. Papa Mpibar Nabao, Batain, Baketule Rutukulu, Rabona. Carona. Kaba Medibar Nabatukulu, Bao Batain, Odimradi, Elo, Tata Mokramsi. Kaba emedi barna batukulugo mulao theo wa rena wa mulao mogolo wa Republic ya Africa gore re tlo feditsa diphapano tsa gale re bope setšhaba seo se theilwego ka godimo ga dikelo democracy toka setšhabeng le ditokelo motheo tsa batho
Agamitheo wa setšhaba se se Agamitheo wa setšhaba se se lokologilego sa demokrasi mo Agamitheo wa setšhaba se se lokologilego sa demokrasi mo mmušo o theilwego godimo ga thato ya batho mme mo mogo yo mongwe le yo mongwe a šireleditšwego ka molao ka go lekana
ku antswisa nkoka wa vutomi bya vaakatiko hinkwavo no tshunxa vuswikoti bya munhu un'wana ni un'wana
no aka Afrika-Dzonga leri hlanganeke ra xidemokratiki leri kotaka ku teka vutshamo bya rona bya mfanelo tanihi tiko leri tshunxekeke no tifuma endyangwini wa tixaka.
God save South Africa. God bless South Africa.
Another round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sekhukhune district, are you here? Can I hear the ululation from Sekhukhune district? Thank you so much. Waterberg district, are you here? Thank you so much. Mopani district, are you here? Capricorn district, are you here? And Vembe district, the mighty. Thank you so much. This is the mighty Vembe district, which is the highest in terms of the state South Africa, in terms of the population. We thank you so much. Let me take this opportunity before I usher the next speaker on the stage to remind us that indeed today is the most beautiful day whereby as the country, the non-racial, non-sexist and a democratic country, here precisely to make sure that indeed we promote the nation building and social cohesion. The beautiful country of South Africa, united in our diversity in terms of the culture, heritage, the religion, and we are here today to foster the social cohesion and forget about the wounds that was brought by the past injustices. So let me take this opportunity without much ado to invite on the stage the acting premier, Honorable Seaparo Sekwati, to ascend the stage to give us the welcome address. Honorable Sekwati Seaparo.
Thank you, Program Director. Program Directors, Ministers Zizigwotwa and Mekekana, His Excellency, the President of the Republic, President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, Ministers who are here, Minister Zizigwotwa, and the Minister in the Presidency, Minister Kumbuzo Nchabeni, and all other deputy ministers who are here. The MECs, I've seen MEC Mukoni, MEC Ramatuba, MEC Rakhwali, and MEC Radzilani. Your Worship, Executive Mayor of the Vembe District, Menkondo, the Mayor of our local municipality, Councillor Rambuda. I've seen also the Executive Mayor of Sekhukhune District here, Mebaula, our MPs and MPLs, as led by our Deputy Speaker, Abu Matibe, our royal leaders who are here. I'll not be able to go individually. The chairperson of National Council of Provinces who is here with us, representatives of labor, business, civil society, and faith-based organization, the provincial secretary of the ruling party, Umsanda Madaje, who is here with us, and other leaders of the ANC, accounting officers from various departments, both national and province, and our municipalities. Bora mafungo ba hone ha fanarine, our distinguished guests, Vazurapo ba Vembe District Bote, Ralocha, Karlube, It's a great honor to stand before you to kickstart this important day in our national calendar as we commemorate in the 28 years of National Reconciliation Day. Ndumbela uri ndisijenga chivenda chituku. Ndifando huliseya zikulu-kulu. Wima hafa kamusi richi daupembela mingwa haya fumi mbili malo ya ufumedzana. Lehatong la Premier wa rena ke rata ho tsa sebaka se ke lebohe the national government as led by His Excellency the President hore ba kgethe province ya rena hore ba tle ba kgone ho keteka letsatsi le la ho tlisa batho mmoho letsatsi la tshwarelano. Re a leboha zwihulu vukwa vukuma. As we commemorate, we also commemorate and celebrate the resilience displayed by our people which inspired the dawn of democracy. Namusi rumbula ore richi tangana hapa nga dubala mfumedzana. Ridiva uri ndi hapa ndi shangu la bathu bahulwane. Ndi shangu la bathu bolwela mbufuluwo richamba ngabu King Makhado chula busiku richamba ngabo Kings Kukuna the first bommalebogo bokgoshi makgoba bomokopane le ba bangwe batho bao e leng hore ba ile ba bontšha bogale bo bogolo gore rena re tle re kgwetse tokologo ba tshireletša le go lwela naga ya rena. Zwa zwino shango la Afrika Tshipembe ro vhofuluwa a hona tshitahu. Namusi ndi duva la president u da wamba na vhathu vhadzulapo vha vundu la Limpopo. Zwino rine ro vha amuela re you are welcome. His Excellency the President, we are welcome everyone who is coming out of this beautiful province of Limpopo, Shangula Muraro. Zwino re chifedza re bote kare takale re be na duva la vhuḓi fhedzi. Nda roleboa halala bo President Ramaphosa halala halala bo President Ramaphosa halala phanda ngabo President Ramaphosa phanda phanda ngamubuso wa bathu phanda phanda ngamubuso wa bathu phanda. Nda roleboa
roleboa re kgopela matsogo. Let me take this opportunity to invite the keys behind the president here to come and greet the president of this country. Mifululu. This is Limpopo, Shango la Mtakalo. These are the future of the country. Our beautiful learners are here to greet the president. Mifululu. Thank you so much. I'm going to invite on the stage the cultural item rendered by Ntombi Yamutsonga. This is a poem. Indeed, Limpopo is the melting pot of heritage, culture, and tradition. Can I invite on the stage Ntombi Yamutsonga? And the next item, I'm going to invite the Minister for Sport, Arts and Culture, Honorable Minister Zizi Kodwa, to proceed with the program, and I thank you.
Aria, hom, ziri, halala, Africa zonga, misavale yo nona, misavale yo fuma, wanari shakara nkwangulatilo, nzigusubulela shihuku, halala Africa zonga, halala Africa zonga, halala, ziri, halala wena Africa zonga, ubanga maka wena kahlamarisa, ubanga maku koto shirimela, ubanga ma tomi sebe ya dambu, ubanga ma uboninga kukunge. Bukazole ruri fambeke aribangaro oloba, ulalukile masaluko, ulwile nisi hesi somi saba nisi kokomiso noba, kambe uyima ukudziribja, Tonsaba yama yoshe marwala golidi zenengela, ulota mabanga meseketo ya kariya zwansana wafezi. Tiri halala wena Africa zonga, gonzole ruri fambeke ekuya kansusheko arilele, arisobile himisasani na swigodzo swa monzo, kambe varhangeri va hina va vurhena na ntiyiso, va yima va hlahla, va hlakula, va khurhela. Gonzole ruri fambeke ariri gonzo ra ntshava, ngati ya vana va dzonga yi halakile endleleni, van'wana va hambane na swa misava leyi hi xikolokolo xa furukansi, mimoya ya van'wana ya chakamerile exibakabakeni. Namuntlha hi hlanganile ku ta tlangela rirhandzu na ntwanano na ku hlamelelana hi lembe ra 1995 endzhaku ka mfumo wa xihlawuhlawu. Varhangeri va hina va hlawurile, va hlawule rirhandzu ku nga ri rivengo, va hlawule ntwanano ku nga ri kwetlembetano, va hlawule ku rivalela. Ku rivalela a swi vuli leswaku hi rivele, kambe hi rhwala majoko ya vutomi hi kongoma emahlweni. Ku rivalela a swi vuli leswaku hi seletela magoji, kambe hi byala mbewu leyinene ehenhla ka futsu. Ni ri halala Africa Dzonga, halala, halala Africa Dzonga, halala. Namuntlha hi nyarhula bya nhutla loko hi kongoma eku nweni ka mati, hikuva varhangeri lava nga tlulana milenge eka siku ra tolo namuntlha va le ka gondzo rin'we ro tisa ntwanano erixakeni. Hambiloko van'wani va nanayila bya ripfani, van'wana va ba magoza bya mpfundla, hambiloko van'wana va huma endleleni bya tinyimpfu, kambe murisi lonene wa va khayimela endleleni. Murisi lonene i xivono xa Africa Dzonga, xivono xa ku hlanganisa tinxaka, xivono xa ku kondlotela rirhandzu erixakeni. Loko ri mina Ntombi Yamutsonga n'we xombela makhutlo madafula ri la tsundzuka n'wana hi ku heta, ndzi tlhava tsolo ehansi, ndzi ba mandla ndzi vuyelela, ndzi milosa. Halala Africa Dzonga, halala, halala Africa Dzonga, halala.
Amandla, Pata Ramaphosa, Pata Ramaphosa, Pata. Mr. President, the acting Premier, Minister Kumbuzo Chaveni, the Ambassador of Germany, the Ambassador of Jamaica, the Ambassador of Tanzania, the Mayor of Tulamela, the Mayor of Vembe District, the MECs that are present. Mr. President, your declaration of the public holiday which took place yesterday is a testament that through sport, arts and culture, we can achieve true reconciliation. It is only through sport, arts and culture that we celebrate who we are. Recently, Mr. President, we celebrated the beautiful culture of Limpopo when we gathered at Muleji with Khoshimoloto Waburaru. We were celebrating the beautiful culture and traditions of Limpopo. It is that culture that unites the people of South Africa, Mr. President. Today, we gather here, Mr. President, having made a lot of progress to reconcile our people, although notwithstanding some of the setbacks. It is you, Mr. President, under your leadership, that we continue to see progress on non-racialism and reconciliation. It is this day, Mr. President, I take this privilege, as I do, to invite you, Your Excellency, to come and address the nation. Ndolibu.
Amandla. Amandla. Forward with reconciliation, forward. Amandla. Courage to the pass. Dimasiar. Abshi. Sanbonan. Dumelang. Molweni. Lochani. Ay, ndichindebele bathu abachifari zwavhuḓi. Ndi thoma nga u lumelisa bathu. Ndilibuwe bano kuchimiza mushumo vo MEC Kekana ndilimelise vo minister washu vo Zizikodwa ndilimelise na bamwe vadzi minister bane bava vukati yashu wenda muvona ndi minister anoshuma ngekha presidency anodzula achividzwa upfi ndi makhadzi anopfi khumbudzo nchaveni ndilumelise na dzi deputy ministers dzine dzavha hone acting premier washu o ambaho afha o farelaho premier washu asangokonaho vha fhano ndilumelise na dzi MECs dzine dzavha hone na dzi meyara dzashu na dzi councilora dzashu nditama u lumelisa na mudzula chidulo wa National Council of Provinces vo Masondo vo swikaho fhano na vone ndi dovhe ndi lumelise na muṅwaleli wa dzangano lo faraho muvhuso wa South Africa muṅwaleli wa province ya fhano Limpopo Khosi Vho Madadzi ndi lumelise na mahosi ashu ane avha hone fhano ndilivuwe uri vho kona u ḓipha tshifhinga tsha u swika fhano na vhone ndilumelise na vhoṱhe vhathu vho swikaho ndi a livhuwa nga maanḓa uri vhathu vha vhembe vho tou bva nga vhunzhi naho hu tshi khou na mvula hu na matope afano ngamanda afanoni thoyando matope matsukutsuku ndialibuwa uri vo wana tshifhinga tsha u vha fhano ndo livhuwa heḽi noni ndi ḓuvha ḽa vhuṱhogwa nga maanḓa kha khaḽenda yashu ya South Africa. Ndi ḽone ḽine ḽa ri vhidza uri the day of reconciliation. Ndi ḓuvha ḽe ra ita holiday ngalo. Mulovha yo vhe iṅwe holiday a yi ngo vha na dzina. Vhaṅwe vha khou ri ndi Ramaphosa holiday nda hana. Vhaṅwe vha tshi khou ri ei inhliziyo yami cishe yama nda hana nda ri no. Vhaṅwe vha ri ndi Springbok holiday. Ya ndo ṱoḓa u tenda. Fhedzi it was a wonderful holiday that we were able to give to our people. Namusi ndi ḓuvha ḽa vhupfhumbedzano. Upfhumbedzana, to reconcile, is an important intervention in our effort to build the nation. Zwino ndi ḓo zwi amba nga tshikhuwa nga uri a si riṋe fhedzi ro dzulaho hafhanoni vhane ra khou thetshelesa nyambo heinoni. Ndi vhanzhi vha shango ḽoṱhe na vhone vha fanela uri vha pfhe uri nga ḓuvha heḽinoni mulaedza washu uri mini na. Ndo ḓi ita ndi tshi dzhenisa Luvenḓa fhaḽa na fhaḽa. Fhedzi this is an important day in the history and in the calendar of our country. Every year on this day, we celebrate what I call our greatest achievement. That greatest achievement is the reconciliation between our people, the various races in our country, the various national groups. It's an achievement for having forged a common identity as South Africans. As I talk to South Africans, I often say that we must remember that first we are South Africans and everything else comes after acknowledging that we are South Africans. It is this that binds us together as a nation and as a people. I am a South African, and yes, all of us can then identify ourselves with our various groups. Secondly, I am Venda. Thirdly, I am a man, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. But what should come first to all of us is that we are South Africans. This is the achievement, this is the victory that we won as South Africans. Reconciliation is not an act of forgetting or ignoring the wounds of the past. Uri ri pfumbedzane asi uri ri fanela uri ri hangwe zwo iteaho mulovha, zwo iteaho nga miṅwaha yo fhiraho. Instead, it is a courageous as well as an intentional effort to confront our history, to learn from it, and to build bridges of understanding across the divides and the chasms of misunderstanding, of mistrust, and division. Reconciliation, therefore, is a commitment that all of us as South Africans have to make to create a society where everyone is valued, where diversity is celebrated, and where the scars of the past are transformed into stepping stones towards a brighter and a more compassionate future. Ndisathu jena pano stadium ndo iswa kachikolo ene patsini chinofi Fulupelo special school. Ndi chikolo cha vana vane vasakoni kuita zwithu zwinji nga vone vane. Ndi chikolo cha vana vane vava challenged intellectually. Principal wa chikolo cha hone ndi Ramano. He took time to take me through this special school. And he took time to show me what they are doing in that school to make sure that the children, 800 or so children, feel valued, feel that they are part of South Africa, that they are part of all of us. That too is important, because reconciliation is about ensuring that we respect, we recognize the value that every South African has. And I was really humbled to be taken to this school to go and see the absolutely fantastic work that Ramano and the various other 51 teachers are doing with young people who are challenged in a number of ways, where they are teaching them to do artwork, and they produce the most beautiful artwork, where they are teaching them to do arts and crafts, to do technical work, agriculture, woodwork, steelworks, and all that. And as I looked at them, I said, this is what our country is all about. It is about valuing all South Africans. And on a day like this, where we talk about reconciliation, meaning that we value every South African and we embrace diversity, we embrace everyone. And today we have 12 languages. We just added the 12th language, which is the sign language that is being displayed there. And that for me was another important step of embracing our diversity and embracing everyone and our South Africanness. So it is important, as we mark this day, that we remind ourselves of how extraordinary our experience has been. Many believe that it was not possible for former oppressors and the oppressed to make peace and reconcile, and yet we did. Vanji vo vachikoelekanya uri hu ḓo vha na nndwa khulu hafhanoni Afrika Tshipembe hune makhuwa na vhathu vatswu ra ḓo shidzhana. Vo tala a va hleketa ku ri hi ta dlayana hinkwerhu, mara a swi endlekanga sweswo. We chose the path of reconciliation. Our national days, our flag, our national anthem, and our national symbols stand as a testament to a new, unique nation that has emerged from the difficult past that we've been through. Just merely listening to our national anthem. There aren't many national anthems in the world that are sung in 5 languages. Our national anthem is sung in 5 languages. I add the sign language in as well. When I was talking to the president of China, he wanted to know how we had crafted this. And I said, the creation of our national anthem was an act of reconciliation, was an act of binding the nation together and making sure that we emerge from our divided past as one nation, recognizing our diversity and recognizing our South Africanness. These are not mere symbols or gestures. They serve as important reminders of what we have been able to build within a relatively short period of time. Democracy heinoni yashu idoba ina miṅwaha ya 30 ṅwaha u ḓaho. 30 years of democracy. And coming miṅwaha heinoni ya 30 huna zwinzhi zwe ra zwi ita. We have achieved a great deal. Some of the world's oldest democracies are still grappling with racial and ethnic tensions among their people. They are still involved in tribal wars. They are still involved in ethnic wars. And when I look at them and I look at us, and I say, we are grateful we had a leader like Ubaba Nelson Mandela. We are also grateful that we have an organization like the African National Congress that led the struggle to unite the people of South Africa. Whereas bangwe ndirani botenda uri shango la hashu litiwe zwipida zwine zwa vha zwipida hune hambiwa dzinyambo dzine dza ri fhambanya. Arali ri tshi sedza murahu ri ḓo humbula uri ho vhuya hapfi hu na dzi republic nnzhi hafhanoni Afrika Tshipembe. Hapfi hu na republic ya Transkei, hu na republic ya Ciskei, hu na republic ya Bophuthatswana, na fhano hapfi hu na republic ya Venda. Haibu ho tshi khou vhonala uri ho xelwa nga maanḓa. Rine ri roṱhe ri khou ṱoḓa republic nthihi, ndi yone hei republic ine ra vha nayo namusi, ndi republic ya Afrika Tshipembe yo ṱangana ine ya vha hone namusi. Ndi hezwi zwine ra zwi takalela. So today we celebrate our nationhood. We celebrate our reconciliation. We embrace this day as an important day. Yes, some may dismiss it and say, well, there's no real reconciliation. But I would want them to pause and think back what this country could have been 30 years ago if we had not embraced reconciliation. This year, we bore witness to the power of reconciliation when our national rugby team, the Springboks, won the Rugby World Cup in France and beat all other rugby teams to emerge as the #1 rugby team in the whole world. And by so doing, they demonstrated the importance of our reconciliation project in South Africa, because we saw so many South Africans of all races and all ages rallying behind the team, showing their support so passionately and joining in the victory celebrations. That reminded us that despite our many challenges, we are a united nation, proud of who we are and proud of how far we have come. The Springbok zori zichiwina na vatu bane basidive uri rugby ndi mini bane basipfesese wo ba uchipfa bachivoamba nga luambo lwa rugby either bachiamba nga chivuru kana bachiamba nga luvenda kana nga chizulu. The languages that we used to celebrate this victory was one of the things that united us. Karipembelele zi Springboks futhi ribalibuwe uribo winner rugby World Cup yabo. Now the proud and resilient South African spirit, this very proud and resilient South African spirit has carried us through the many difficulties of the past, and it will continue to do so well into the future. Just a short 3 years ago, we were able, as South Africans, to overcome one of the worst public health disasters in modern times. We did overcome because we stood together and we acted together as one. And that is when the true features of our nationhood came through. It is then that we were able to demonstrate that we are able to work together in the face of danger. Because when South Africans we face danger, we are able to unite, to close ranks, and to confront the enemy as one. And that, to me, is a clear demonstration of what our ability to reconcile is all about. We came together and rallied behind the national effort to contain COVID-19. And so you know, not many nations were able to garner the resilience that we demonstrated. And many older democracies, many countries who believe that they are bigger and more important than us, were not able to navigate their way through COVID as well as you did. As South Africans, you closed ranks and made sure that we confront this pandemic, and finally we were able to defeat it. Many more people could have died. In other countries, hundreds of thousands of people died because they did not do what we did. We were able to do so, drawing from the strength of all our people. We united and were able to defeat COVID-19. We all played our part to keep ourselves and others safe. In our journey of reconciliation, it is crucial that we engage in open and honest conversations about the injustices of the past and the present, so that we can heal. It is only when we talk about what has gone wrong in the past. It is also when we talk about what is going wrong right now, so that we are able to heal the wounds that were inflicted on us in the past and the wounds that keep on being inflicted on us as we go forward to improve the lives of our people. We must confront the uncomfortable truths and learn from them and work together to create a society where everyone can thrive, where everyone, regardless of their background or identity. Yes, we must confront the uncomfortable truth that, for instance, the children at Fulupelo Special School currently do not even have a school transport to take them to school. When I heard that from the principal, I was most unhappy. 800 children who are challenged, intellectually challenged, do not have school transport. That is the uncomfortable truth that we've got to confront. We've got to ask ourselves why children like that do not have a basic thing to the school that's nearby. Une hatonga udzula vamwe vathu vane vasibe vhathu pano Afrika Tshipembe vamwe vha tshi khou tshila zwavhuḓi vha tshi khou wana zwoṱhe zwivhuya zwine zwa vha takadza hezwo zwi fanela uri zwi vhukati ha vhanokona na vhasakoni zwi hone. Ri fanela uri ri dzule ri tshi khou amba ngazwo ngauri ra sa amba ngazwo zwi ḓo mbo ḓi dzhiwa zwa swielwa nga fhasi ha carpet zwa si tsha vhonala zwa si tsha dovha zwa ambiwa ngazwo. Zwi fanela uri ri zwi ambe u itela mini? U itela uri ri kone u lugisa zwoṱhe zwine zwa sa khou tshimbila zwavhuḓi, and ri tshi khou amba ngazwo ri ḓo zwi lugisa, vha a funa naho vha sa funi zwi ḓo lugisiwa. Now, central to the advancement of reconciliation must therefore be a concerted effort to end poverty, to bring an end to unemployment, and to meaningfully reduce inequality. That is why, since the advent of democracy, we have worked to advance the economic positions of those South Africans denied opportunities under apartheid. Our task is a huge task because we have to deal with the damage that was done by apartheid, where many of our people were relegated to the past. We do have to talk about that as well. Whilst many other people say, please stop talking about apartheid, we do talk about it because it continues to cast a shadow on the lives of our people. We also have to deal with the present situation that our people find themselves in requires that we must do extraordinary things to improve their lives. And that is why we introduced the broad-based black economic empowerment, the affirmative action, preferential procurement, and other transformation policies to address the imbalances that were created by the years of apartheid rule. And these pieces of legislation are meant to enhance reconciliation. They are meant to ensure that we reconcile, we become one nation, a nation that looks forward and addresses the challenges that we all face. We have undertaken a massive redistribution of resources towards mainly black South Africans, meaning Africans, coloreds, and Indians, through the provision of basic services, subsidized housing, improved education, and healthcare and social grants. The impact of these interventions is evident not only in communities and homes across the nation, but also in the insights provided also recently by the results of the census. The effective implementation of these programs, which have transformed the lives of millions of South Africans, are part of the work of reconciliation. We knew then that in order to advance the reconciliation project, in order to ensure that every South African feels that they are part of this process of rebuilding, of building a South African nation, we needed to embark on these interventions. We have prioritized the growth of an inclusive economy that creates employment and provides means to further reduce poverty. And because the task is so huge, there is still so much that needs to be done. And we've been working with many of our social partners to overcome the most immediate obstacles. We have taken to deal with the current challenges, to reposition our because the true effect of reconciliation will be felt by all, because unless we reduce unemployment, our task of reconciliation will really not be successful. It is for this reason that we are focusing, therefore, on ensuring that we build our economy and we make our economy an economy that can attract investors to come and invest so that we can create more jobs. Yes, even in the midst of load shedding, during the chiswika apanoni, Rico Reida, Dobona Saini Kurwane, Yongwada Pa, load Zinera kozita, zinena ngazia maduri, load shedding ido fera. Redo load shedding, uriva tubakono wana mudagasi, ngandira yofanera. Mungwe bukati yabo ane ava, ene anoamba nga load shedding chifinga chote. Di mungwareli wa ANC hapa noni, ka province ya Limpopo abia thomamba nga load shedding na hanwani hapa noni huto oma ndipo madadze vadzula vachiyamba nga load shedding chifhinga chote vachirivudzisa uri ifela lini hei load shedding limwe ḓuvha vha ṱoḓa u dzhenisa na munwe wavo ḽitoni langa Wachikori president kavambe uri hei load shedding ido fela lini. Boma daze ido fela load shedding. Rekawo mshumo wonoyo. We are making progress. Nga uri rekoita show uri load shedding ifela. Zingwe za u enhance reconciliation. Ndiya upeza bugebenga. Huna zwigebenga zwinji. Zwinezwa ku dina bathu petu unji une bathu bashu badzula hone zino na hapa noni thoya ndo pfa una chitori cha uri hovona imwe group ya zwigebenga mapolisa boda baba thuncha baba feza vothe be 19 bachikolwa na mapolisa. So nazwezo even these acts of criminality, we are addressing them. Yesterday on Thursday, I attended the pass-out parade of a new group of recruits of the South African police who are going to bolster our effort to tackle crime and take the fight to the criminals. And we have given warnings to these criminals that you have no place to hide. All this forms part of a wider effort to better capacitate our law enforcement authorities. Last year, in Sona this year, I announced or we are going to add 10,000 police. Last year, we added another 10,000. And next year, we will possibly add another 10,000. We are adding more police, and it's actually a joy. It's actually a joy to see these young people signing up for the police. Minister wa mapolisa Orikabo, zezi nishko jena chipolisani ridonipa uniform ine yanilingana zwino ritoda uri hei uniform ive ichikonilingana in 7 years nive nichikojena ka hei uniform nisongo vanono vara mikhava mihulwane nisitakona na ugidimeza zwigevenga nane I repeated that ndari voinwi nichevatuku nisongo fana nane nenono aluwa ndina 71 years zwino usongo vana mtukana anodofana nane nga chipumbeo chawe. They must work very hard. So we are reconciliation means that we need to also bridge the divide between men and women. We must work for gender equality in all areas of life, from the home to the workplace, from parliament to the community. This means that we must end once and for all the violence that men perpetrate against women. Ori habano banna bane ba re ba tshitsetse bafumakazi ba bononga ndi boxing bag zifele zawudiya muthu wa mufumakazi zifana uri zifele. That is the reconciliation we want. We want true reconciliation between men and women. All parts of society must therefore work together to change social attitudes and practices that discriminate against and oppress women. We must work together to implement the National Strategic Plan Against Gender-Based Violence and Femicide to provide better support to victims, to ensure that there are harsher consequences and sentences. And we must also enhance the economic empowerment of the women of our country. All of this work, indeed the entire program of government, is focusing on building a more equal society. And that is what reconciliation means for millions of our citizens that are burdened by the hardships of everyday life. It is sometimes difficult to remain optimistic, and yet we must continue to have hope. We must continue to persevere. We do know that we will overcome this period of hardship as we have overcome many, many others. 2 years ago, deadly riots in parts of our country threatened to tear our national fabric. There were attempts to divide us as a people, but we stood firm. In the end, it was our people who defended our democracy. It is our people who refused that this unrest should spread throughout the country. We rejected all attempts to stoke divisions and came together to rebuild. As a people, our greatest strength is the celebration of our community and our humanity. It is our ability to see beyond color, race, tribe, creed, ethnicity, and national identity. It is our strength to embrace each other. There can never be a place in our democracy for discrimination against others because of their race, their language, their faith, their sexual orientation, or whether they are citizens or non-citizens. We celebrate our progress towards reconciliation when much of the world is in turmoil. Ubaba Zango, when many other nations look at South Africa, they continue to say, almost 30 years later, that we are a beacon of hope in the community of nations. They say, South Africa, you are a real beacon of hope, because as South Africa, you were able to reconcile. You were able to build a nation from the ashes of division, from the ashes of apartheid, from the ashes of hope, and from the ashes of oppression. And they say We see you as a real poster country for the best that a nation can build. Reconciliation, democracy, respect for human rights, the rule of law. They say if anybody wants to learn what all those concepts mean, they must come to South Africa. So as South Africans, let us be proud of what we have achieved. And that is why this day is so important. That is why this day is also so well blessed by the rain that is falling. We are blessed because we are on the right track as South Africans. So, as we see the world, for instance, as we see what's happening in the Middle East, the conflict between Israel and the Palestinians, particularly Hamas, and the devastation being wrought on the Gaza Strip, these must be reminders of the tragic outcome when old wounds are left to fester for the longest time. The dispossession and occupation and discrimination that is directed against the Palestinian people has endured for over 75 years. And as South Africa, we have maintained that the only solution to this conflict is a just and lasting peace, and that both sides must come together and reconcile. They must come together and create a two-state solution in a world and at a time when divisions between and amongst nations are becoming more pronounced. We as South Africa are united, and we must be proud of our unity, and we must continue to build that unity. We must never think and take our unity for granted. We must continue to work at it. One that offers freedom is our country. We want a South Africa that will offer true freedom to our people, that will offer shared prosperity and equal rights for all, and where no one in the end is left behind. This is the South Africa that Nelson Mandela built. This is the South Africa that Oliver Reginald Tambo struggled for. This is the South Africa that Mama Albertina Sisulu, Lillian Goy, Helen Joseph, and many others struggled for. The heino ni Africa Chipembe, ine rafano rifate, ribumbe zwabudi, rikono velela panda, and refuse at all costs to be divided, and refuse at all costs not to embrace one another and move forward to reconciliation. Dilibuwa uri, batu bapano bembe, batu bahapa noni bembe, divone, bane na uchi oba na ziketo, uchi oba na zi elections, divone baneba vangabunji opira, petu hunji hapa noni South Africa. Batu bapano bembe ba vangabunji, ene batu bote ba Africa Chipembe, hezu chiamba ngaziketo, babu zisa uri bembe yo imagaina, bembe yo swika ka 90% na, riko expecta uri bembe hapa noni, richi aziketo ni ngwa udao, bembe ido vangabunji, uyo votera, ngoho ine ya fanori ibe hon. Uyo uri uvotera ngoho ya uri Africa Chipembe ivelele panda uri mushumo heino ni mibuya rikono ya panda nayo. Di hezi zine vembe rai dibela zone So ndi ḓo vhuya henefha ndi ḓo vha ndo ambara iṅwe gebisi ndi tshi vhuya ndi ḓo ḓa henefha ndi ḓo ḓa ndo vha ra vhona ndo livhuwa nga maanḓa u vha fhano ndo livhuwa vhathu vha Vhembe vho kona u ḓa kha hononi mushumo wa Reconciliation Day ndo livhuwa.
Amandla ngawethu phatha Ramaphosa phatha. Mr. President, ndolibuwa ngamandla Kakamela. At this stage, I invite the Executive Mayor to give us a vote of thanks. Your Executive Mayor, please come here. That's for President.
Halala Vhembe district halala. Halala Limpopo province halala. Halala Africa Chipembe halala. Program directors, as the last person to speak, let me be brief by saying acknowledge batho bote nga duba heli la vhudi ndari protocol observed nga uri ndingala chipinga. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be given this opportunity to render this item at this special gathering. On behalf of the people of Vhembe District Municipality and Africa Chipembe Rote Navundo La Limpopo, I wish to express our most profound gratitude and appreciation to His Excellency President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa for choosing Vhembe District in Limpopo as the venue for this year's Reconciliation Day celebrations. We also recognize your leadership for convening this important event, which to us is a clear demonstration of your commitment to improving the social cohesion, nation building, and reconciliation as expressed in your keynote address. Hi swi twile President hinkwaswo leswi mi nga swi vula ku ri ti-challenges leti hi nga na tona hinkwato leti mi nga ti longoloxa kusuka ka load shedding, vugevenga na ti-GBV, it will be the thing of the past. Program directors, ndikhonyaga uri ndi pfukise maipfi kha dzi royal leaders dzashu dzoṱhe
uba bo prioritize hoyu mushumo vadanga vunji ri khou livhuwa vharangaphanḓa vhashu vha mvelelo. Our sincere gratitude further goes to the sign language interpreters for the active role they have played throughout the program. Moni hundisana marito cancer, aka acting premier, va Limpopo province, bona MEC Sikwati, kuba va amukerile la ka province ya bona, biloko iribembe ile ka province ya Limpopo. Indeed, we all felt at home. Tombia Mutsonga, iranda kuku cancer, kuva urenda really xiphato xa kahle swinene na n'wana loyi a nga phata a ku sunguleni hi mikhensa swinene. Hi nga rivali na khwayere leyi nga hi pfulela ntirho wa hina namuntlha, Belcanto Choral Choir. Thank you so much. Again, our sincere gratitude and appreciation goes to the Minister of Sports, Art and Culture, Minister Kodwa, for extending such remarkable remarks and most importantly, the colorful introduction of the #1 citizen of the Republic of South Africa. Ministers, bukona bya n'wina bya hi kufumeta haleno. Hi twa hi hlayisekile ngopfu. MECs ri khou va livhuwa zwinzhi. Hayi ri pfa ro hulusiwa nga vuhone vhawo. Deputy Speaker Bomasondo, hi mi vona live Lavembe. Want to thank you for availing yourself here. As well as the Deputy Speaker of the Legislature, Bomatibe, Arikobalebua, Executive Mayor Vaskukuni, all local mayors, and all councillors. You have blessed this day. Thank you so much. Hapa bukati hashu, nditia ulivuwa, all veterans, rikoba bona bo Dean Farisani, na bangwe hapa bukati hashu, they are always supporting all our programs. Rikoba livuwa zwinji, all our veterans. ANC structures from Limpopo district, all the corners of the province. We want to thank you for supporting this day. You have made us so proud. Women's League, rikoba bona na bone, hi mikhensa swinene, vukona bya n'wina bya hi kurisa. It will be an oversight if I fail to thank all the officials from the Bohuma Kandaulo, ya mitlangu, vutshila, na ndhavuko, ku va va organize such a beautiful event. And lastly, but not least, I want to express our appreciation to the program directors for such a sterling work, and you are really marvelous. Lastly, program directors, we want to thank all the distinguished guests that are here. Hiri Shandla, ahenhla ka xin'wana. I thank you, program directors.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor. As we are about to allow the President to leave the stage, we will ask the group in front of the stage to leave the President with only one rendition. Over to you, Mr. President. This is a special performance for you as you leave the stage. Thank you very much.
phinda milo swi lava ku phina i DJ Mfundisi yena famba kahle na Salome the producer i ku tisana mzumbo hlantsweka twana marinjo wena